Straight to breaking news, and we're hearing just in the last few minutes that the professional wrestling and entertainment star Hulk Hogan has died in the US. News also about some of the details. We're also hearing that medics were dispatched to the 71-year-old WWE legend's home earlier today, with operators stating that it was regarding, quote, a cardiac arrest. Hulk Hogan transformed professional wrestling into family entertainment.
Shout out to Hulk Hogan. R.I.P. to him. Wish him well. My condolences go out to all his family members.
We care about this? You think we give a we don't care?
Oh, Hulk Hogan died. Maybe we can get Kid Rock next.
Hulk Hogan's fucking dead. Hulk Hogan's fucking dead. Shut the fuck up.
We're not actually mourning this motherfucker's death, are we? Bye! Goodbye!
Amazing.
The half-wit, better known as Hulk Hogan, has passed on, and I, for one, am happy about it.
If you haven't heard, Hulk Hogan had a heart attack last night. All that hatred balled up in his chest. All that shit finally did its job. Took a long time. Took way too long, in my opinion.
I can't understand how people will celebrate someone dying or mourn for him dying, right? I understand why people mourn for him when he's dead, but I can't understand. I mean, I understand, but it's just sad to see. I'm aware that I'm using the word sad. I'm conscious of that, but it's sad to see people being happy that Hulk Hogan is dead, and they're loving it. They're having a thrill about it. They're enjoying it, and while they're enjoying it, they're digging themselves into a deeper hell that they're in, because they're only doing it for the thrill of it. They judge Hulk Hogan because he said some claimed racist things back in his day, saying like, oh, he doesn't want his daughter to marry a black male, or at least if she's gonna marry a black male, marry a 6'8" athlete, something like that. Someone that has money, right? I understand. He doesn't want his daughter to marry a black, because black people are mostly immoral. Not all, but most. He doesn't want his daughter to end up being single and being a single mother, like most black people are having kids. They're not married. They're having kids in wedlock. They're not married, and he doesn't want that for his daughter. Yes, I understand he's still off the worldly things, right? Because he wants his daughter to marry a man that has money, that can take care of her and apparently lead her properly. But just because you're making money and you're popular and you may look like you can lead and guide a family, it doesn't mean that you can. But I understand where he's coming from. And all these black people of color that are mocking him and celebrating his death. Yes, you should celebrate his death, but not in this way that I'm seeing people hating on him, and they're condemning him, not knowing that they're no difference. They're worse than the person that they're actually condemning, because they get a thrill. They get a good feeling about claiming the racist white man Hulk Hogan has died, not knowing that they're judgmental and they can't see, and they're just digging themselves in a bigger hell with the thrill and excitement that they're enjoying and celebrating over this man's death. But let's continue the video.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it. If you're going to attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well. Okay, the man was nice to me. He made a mistake. I'm not God. People make mistakes in life. If you got a problem with that, look at yourself. There's not one single person in here that hasn't made a mistake in their life. So if you got a problem with that, then just leave or you'll be blocked. Period.
I'm gonna keep this brief, but if your favorite fitness influencer is out here using the phrase colored people in the big year 2025, then y'all better go ahead and find a new favorite fitness influencer. Because colored people, really? What are we doing? An apology or not, him using those words told me everything I need to know about that man.
Saying if you're gonna attack me, you better go after the colored athletes. That's kind of crazy. This is a lie, so that was just the first thing that came to his mind. The colored athletes. That's kind of crazy. Crazy wording aside, that's just a bad argument in general. Saying, oh, you're gonna come at me for supporting this bad guy. Why not them too? They're probably getting hate too. But you're probably bigger than them, and your whole page is not only fitness but positivity. So, pushing positivity while supporting a guy who called black people the hard R multiple times and other crazy stuff, that's crazy coming from you especially. He also tries to bring up how long ago it was. Like, he was still a grown adult. We're not talking like he was a 15-year-old saying crazy things. This was a grown adult with kids saying these things. A conscious adult who knew what he was saying and was still saying these things. You can't use time as an argument like that. If a new person was running for president and there was a clip of them from 20 years ago talking about how much they hated women, will you see that as, oh, that was just a past, they changed now? No, you wouldn't. The reason that this is basically an nail in the coffin is because people was already questioning why Joey Swoll never addressed racist comments. Anytime he posted a video where the bad gym person was black, all the comments were racist. All the top comments were racist. Even if he accidentally opened the comment section, he would see the racism in the comments, but he never addressed it. These are the comments with the most likes. This is his community. You have to address the bad things your community do, or you're just as bad as them.
Okay, he made some racist comments like 20 years ago and said the N-word about a couple thousand times. It was a mistake. If you gonna be mad at me, gonna be mad at them colored boys. I know he cut his daughter off and talked to a black man, but still, gym etiquette, I don't tolerate. Racism, yeah. We've all made a mistake saying the N-word a couple thousand times.
It's the Hulkster. I'm a Hulkamaniac. He's my hero. What, he said something 20 years ago? People make mistakes. Shout out to all my colors. What?
If you give people enough time, they will sure show you who the fuck they are. He called black people colored in 2025. The only people still using the word colored when describing people are fucking racist people, okay? He doesn't need a pass on this shit. And how fucking amazing is it that he excuses Hulk Hogan's racism as a mistake, but yet he gets on social media, he's made a whole following out of calling out other people making mistakes. But he don't care about the racist mistakes Hulk Hogan made because it was 20 years ago and we all make mistakes. But this motherfucker has made so much money from calling out other people's mistakes. Oh my God, it's a great day. A great day when a racist shows you they're racist, and hopefully he loses everything.
Joey Swoll getting canceled brings my heart joy because I like to see people who have built a career off of low-risk, pandery finger-wagging get absolutely obliterated by their own audience the second they cross into any socially unacceptable territory. It's poetic. Like, now we need somebody even more veiny and more trite to be like, that's unacceptable.
This is gold right here. We're seeing gold, right? People of color. Are you not people of color? Everyone is a person of color. Either you're black, green, white, gold, Japanese, Asian, white, African. I don't care. You're colored. Why are you gonna get offensive to his the words he said? Anyone that get offensive or get a reaction from a word, they're easy manipulated and controlled. And it's not even them, it's a spirit that have made a home inside of them, right? The gentleman with the dreads, he said like, well, you made posts and you're following, because you're an influencer, you're following, they make racist comments against people of color. He used the same phrase, if I'm not misquoting it, correct me if I'm wrong, right? He said the same wording. So what's the difference between a black person saying it and a white person saying it? I don't see the difference, right? But he went on to say, your community is a representation of you and you need to address them and correct them. No, he doesn't. People can watch him and he can be a positive influence to the world. They're going to be evil people everywhere you look, no matter how hard you try to spread good in the world. It's not his responsibility to go there and correct people. People are evil. People are going to do what they want. So you saying that makes no sense. No sense, not one bit, right? It has nothing to do with him. People are allowed to say and do whatever they want. That's the free world we live in, right? And for that guy in the glasses was saying, if you give someone enough time, they will reveal themselves to you. That's very true. If you give someone enough time, they will very much reveal themselves to you. And you guys are definitely revealing yourself of the hatred and hate that you have in your heart, and you just really found an outlet. It's just sad to see, and I'm conscious of using the word sad. It's just sad to see that you guys are using Joey Swoll here as the outlet to unleash your anger and hatred that you have in your heart just because he's representing an icon. He's saying R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan, right? And because of the hatred that is inside of you, without any understanding, you're going to go at him for something someone else have said. Someone else have said it. He said Hulk Hogan has been a great influence in his life. Encourage him and influencing him to go and work out and build a body, and now he looks great, right? Which means though you're not your body. You're supposed to work on your temple, so it keeps, because it's the vehicle that you need to drive to get things done. So you're supposed to take care of your body, but also don't identify with it. But yet he's done well for himself. He built his body up and people acknowledge him for it, and he built an audience off that, right? Which is respectable, right? You need to find a way to make a living, no matter what you think about it, right? But it's crazy to see how people will have hatred, and because now they judge Joey Swoll, they judged him, right? And they found his weakness, and they're just using it against him. They will use it against you because they know you've been an identity of it. It's your income, it's how you live, and when they know your weakness, they'll use it against you. These people are just like a female. Sounds like they were raised by their mother, doesn't it? Sounds like their mother imposed on them, and they have the mentality of a female to judge, because they cannot help themselves but judge. And when they find your weakness, they will use it against you, especially when that anger is triggered inside of them. They need to find an outlet to unleash it. It's like fuel. It feels good, it's nice, it's a thrill, and they use it against you, and they will destroy you or try to destroy you. But they don't realize that really they're digging themselves into a deeper hell, and they're destroying themselves, and they're going to get a thrill from it. They're going to blame you for how they feel when the feeling is actually inside of them, and they're going to find you to throw it on you, and they think they're destroying you. They might be destroying you because the world is going to gather, because evil love evil, right? It's going to gather against you, but they're really destroying themselves because they're blind and they cannot see. But let's continue the video.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry. Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term. A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human, I am still growing, I am still learning, and I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness in my heart. I will continue to try to make the world a better place, and once again, to everybody, I apologize.
I mean, maybe he shouldn't got defensive because, right, look, watch this, look at this. He has built his identity off his fitness career. He's built his financial support off his influence and his Instagram page and every outlet and sponsor that he's getting, right? Amazing, right? So by them coming at him, because he's built up this persona, so he has an ego, he has pride, and he felt the need to defend himself, right? Maybe he shouldn't have defended himself, right? Because now he did it out of pride and ego, and now people are using it against you. So it kind of shows that he has a false identity because he's defending it, which makes no sense, but I understand it, right? But now people judge him for it, and they realize that they can use it against you, and that's exactly what they're doing here. They're using it against him. You say colored people. I mean, am I not colored? I am colored. Is he not colored? He is colored. He is white. So at the end of the day, colored, black, white, green, gold, same thing. You may not like how he says it, but if someone says something that you don't like and you're going to get angry at them for it, you are easily manipulated and controllable, right? A word is going to control you because you've built an identity off that word and it is controlling you. But the funniest thing is, you are not your color, you are not your body, but yet you build an identity off of it, which is crazy, right? Because you're a spiritual being. You're spiritual. We are one people under God. You may see color, but who cares? It's not who you are. It's just that you have identified with it because the racism, the propaganda that's been spread into society for you to identify with it, they keep using it to control and manipulate you because racism doesn't exist. It doesn't. It's just a made-up word to keep you to fight against each other, to keep you on the plantation, especially the leftists, because they identify with it so much and they use it against the black people a lot and the white people too, because they use it because, oh, your ancestors, your people have been suppressed, white supremacy by the white people for so long and they're holding you down. Now you're like, oh, I gotta defend my ancestor. Where are they? They dead. Where are you alive with all this opportunity, but you keep holding on to racism that's keeping you trapped in your thoughts and imagination, and the devil is your daddy. And these people, which are the liberals and the blacks, which are the black representative of the black community that are liberal, they use you and claim racism to keep you down. The same people that are there for you per se are using you to keep you down so they can stay in power and get money and put you against white people. And white people have been carrying this burden about racism, and they're in guilt for it, and they open up the country for immigration and all these attack against them. I see white people in these videos too. Out of guilt of your own color, you're siding with evil, and you don't even realize that you're evil because you're judging this guy. You're judging this guy and holding it against him, and you're using his weakness against him. You're just like a female. How different are you from a female? How different is it that, look at this scenario, you're in a relationship with a female and she said something. Let's say you're in a relationship with a female, right? And she said something that is wrong, but yet you get defensive at her, and now she's controlling you because you're not realizing that, oh, she said something that's wrong, and out of anger and defending your ego and your pride, you don't realize that she's controlling you and you're defending it, and now it can be against you again because she's gaslighting you, just like these males, and these males colored and white, because you're all colored, right? They see your weakness, and now they're going to gaslight you into getting angry and defensive, and in that anger and ego and false self, you feel a need to defend yourself, and by defending yourself, you respond, which you didn't have to respond. You can just let people wallow in their misery because it's their misery to deal with. It's not yours. They're evil, right? And because you respond out of your ego and pride, whatever I said before, now they come at you and they're going to use it against you. And now, out of guilt and resentment, you look up these things, you're like, oh, it's true. But who says it's true? The people that told you it's true? Or did you come to that conclusion by yourself, knowing that, oh, Hulk Hogan said, listen, my daughter, I don't want her to marry a black, but if you at least gonna be, I don't want my daughter, Hulk Hogan said, I don't want my daughter to be the black man, but at least if you're gonna be the black man, be 6 foot above whatever height he said, and make sure he's an athlete that's making money that can take care of you, because I don't want you to have kids out of wedlock, because the black people, they're immoral, they're having kids out of wedlock, and that's why the black community is so degenerate, right? How about that? Is he wrong for saying that? I'll let you, the viewer, decide that. But, and I don't know what else Joey Swoll looked up, maybe his wife, him and his wife have argument, but you don't know the full story about him and his wife, right? Because they're both crazy. They both are driven by evil spirit at that time, and people can change, right? But you're so holding on to the past of someone, just like how these black people and white people are holding on to racism. They can't see and be in the present to see what's happening, to be better, to forgive and let go. Because God says you must forgive. God says love your enemy. But they have no love, no understanding. Does that make sense to you? And because you go and you research all of these things, now you're holding on to it. Now you're in the past, you're in your imagination, and you judge yourself. Now you're gonna go and respond to your wife or to these people out of guilt and resentment and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're only gonna make it worse, because you apologizing is not gonna help them to grow. It's not gonna help them to do anything. It's not gonna help their heart to change, because the only person that can change themselves is themselves, right? Salvation is of the heart. You have to look in yourself and see that you're evil and you're judgmental and you hold on to things and you use it against people, which is crazy evil, right? If you try to please her, baby, I'm sorry, da 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 da, whatever you have to do to make her feel better, because now you're only doing it out of guilt and resentment. She owns you. She controls you now. She knows to use and manipulate you. And guess what? She's only going to get worse. You have no love for her, just like Joey Swoll. He has no love for these people. So I get that he doesn't understand. And I understand that he doesn't understand, right? So it's for me to come on here and say, I wish Joey Swoll well. I wish him all the best. And I wish him more ways to actually grow spiritually, not just physically, and more like off the world growth, but spiritually, to understand the internal conflict that he has, and to understand the internal conflict that other people have, and they will use that conflict against you to destroy and control you. He also was saying, like, you know, it'd be bad for me. I push positivity. There's no such thing as positivity, by the way, right? You're either good or you're evil. That's it. And he says, this challenge about for people to take accountability, and it wouldn't be good for me to take accountability. You can't let people take accountability. People are gonna do what they want to do. You can push good out there in the world. You can push it, right? Or do good. But people have to take responsibility for themselves. There's no such thing as accountability. It's responsibility for yourself, right? You can't be responsible for someone else's action, right? It's for you to work on yourself and know that you're evil. Take responsibility for that evil and watch that evil, so that evil doesn't come out of yourself and put evil onto the earth. That's the only thing you can do, because evil is inside everyone. It's not, I mean, yes it is, but it can't be on the earth if you don't allow it to come through you and be projected on the earth, right? But I'll leave you guys with this video. Watch this.
Hulk Hogan. You know what happened with Hulk, with the whole N-word situation. I know you know about it already, but yeah, him saying the N-word, saying really nasty, racist shit. He's been completely banned from the WWE universe. Do you think Hulk's a racist?
I don't think he's a racist. You know, racists gotta be like, I gotta be like, hell, all of them, I hope they all die. I don't want to have nothing. Listen, it's so simple to call somebody a racist now. It's just really simple. It's so easy. Listen, now no one said more disgusting, dreadful things about white people than me. And there's nothing about a racist in me. But then when we get in that dark side of our minds, that's the only thing we see, the bad side of our minds. So those are the words we say. You see Italian, fucking Italian mobster, again, here, that, shit, that. You see your fucking big, strong, black, rapist nigga.
So you don't label someone a racist if they just have a moment like that? You don't think that's the be-all, end-all?
I don't know. They could be a racist, but I know I had those moments and I'm not.
Shout out to Mike Tyson, man. He's onto something here. He says when you go to the dark side of your mind, those are the things that comes out, because you're being driven by spirits and it's evil. And you can overcome evil. So respect to Mike Tyson, man, and RP Hulk Hogan. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace in the Middle East. If not, at least in your hearts. But most people don't want it. So shout out to Hank, man, from the Hank Report. Peace.